There was once a man named Richard. He lived a simple but peaceful life with his wife Priscilla and their 2 young children. Their home was not rich, but it was filled with love. Every evening, Richard would come home from work and play with his children while Priscilla watched them with a smile. Life was simple, but it was good. But sometimes the happiness of one family becomes the jealousy of another. Richard's elder brother's wife quietly envied Priscilla. She saw how Richard respected his wife, how their home was peaceful, and how their children were joyful. At the same time, Richard's mother also carried hidden resentment toward Priscilla. She felt that Priscilla had taken the place she once had in her son's life. The elder brother's wife noticed this weakness and slowly began influencing Richard's mother. She planted doubts and complaints, turning small issues into big conflicts. But jealousy alone was not enough for her. She wanted Priscilla to suffer. Through their contacts, Richard's elder brother's wife and Richard's mother reached out to a tantric they knew, the tantric, along with a group of people involved in occult practices and black magic, agreed to perform rituals against Priscilla. Their intention was dark and dangerous. They performed witchcraft to kill Priscilla. Soon after that, strange things began happening. Priscilla suddenly began experiencing severe pain in her back. At night, she would wake up feeling intense pressure along her spine. It felt as if something unseen was attacking her body. At times, it felt as if a demon had tightly wrapped itself around her backbone, squeezing her entire chest and back as if her upper body was tied tightly with ropes. She felt as though something had entered deep into her bones and muscles, causing unbearable pain throughout her body. Priscilla slowly became weaker. Simple tasks became difficult. Standing for long periods caused pain. Then another disaster struck. Richard suddenly lost his job. The stability their family once had disappeared. He tried to find new work, but every opportunity seemed to fail. Financial pressure began filling their home. Stress increased and arguments sometimes happened between Richard and Priscilla. Not because they stopped loving each other, but because the situation had become overwhelming. Meanwhile, the life of Richard's elder brother's family seemed to improve. Their finances grew stronger while Richard's family struggled. Years passed. Priscilla's illness never completely left. Then another devastating blow came. Richard himself was diagnosed with cancer. For many people, this would destroy all hope. But Richard and Priscilla continued praying. 5 years passed, then 10. For 15 long years, they endured sickness, financial hardship, and emotional suffering. There were moments when they felt completely exhausted, but they never gave up their faith in Jesus. Then one day they heard about a small church where people prayed for those suffering from spiritual oppression. Desperate for help, they decided to go. During one prayer meeting, Priscilla suddenly felt as if a heavy burden was lifting from her body. The pressure she had felt for years began disappearing. For the first time in a long time, she felt peace. Slowly, her health started improving. Richard's condition also began improving unexpectedly. But the most extraordinary moment happened one night when they were praying at home. As Richard and Priscilla prayed beside their bed, the room suddenly filled with a warm golden light, a peaceful presence. And then they saw Jesus. He stood before them with calm authority and compassion. They fell to their knees in awe. In their hearts, they felt a powerful message. Their long suffering was ending, and the darkness that had followed them for 15 years had been defeated. From that moment forward, their lives began changing. Priscilla's health was restored. Richard's medical condition improved far beyond what doctors expected. New opportunities appeared. Richard started a small business, and slowly it began to grow. Priscilla regained strength and began working again. Their children finally experienced the joyful home they deserved. Peace returned to their family, but something else happened as well. The harm that had been done against them began returning to those who had planned it. Richard's elder brother's wife began facing serious health problems. Richard's mother also became sick. Around the same time, Priscilla learned that her elder sister and her sister's husband had suddenly become very ill and were admitted to the hospital. Later, Priscilla discovered something shocking. The group of occult practitioners who had been involved in the rituals were actually friends of her elder sister and her sister's husband. Priscilla slowly realized the painful truth. Her own elder sister had also been carrying jealousy toward her. Because of that jealousy, her sister had secretly joined hands with Richard's mother and Richard's elder brother's wife. Together, they had supported the dark rituals that were performed against Priscilla. But the harm that had been planned against Richard and Priscilla began returning to those who had taken part in it. The people who had performed the rituals began experiencing fear, suffering, and serious problems. Even their financial situation started collapsing. It was as if the darkness they had tried to send toward Richard and Priscilla had returned to them. But Richard and Priscilla did not celebrate their downfall. Instead, they chose forgiveness and held firmly to their faith. Today, their lives are peaceful again. Their family is happy. Their business is successful. But when people ask them what the greatest blessing in their life is, they always say the same thing. It is not money. It is not success. It is faith. It is after surviving 15 years of darkness, they learned one powerful truth. Darkness may try to attack. Jealousy may try to destroy. But when faith stands firm in Jesus, light will always overcome the darkness.